Howdy, YouTube. Good morning, YouTube. And it is time for the Jerry Hinkle program, brought to you by Coca-Cola. As you can tell, I have already opened the bottle because it's been one of those days. And you don't mind if I indulge myself here. Things go better with Coca-Cola. Add a Coke and a smile. Coke adds life. Uh, things go better with Coke. I think it is. Okay, we've covered all that. Uh, I would like to point out this is the bottle that I was supposed to be sharing with Whitney because it said so right on the label. But guess what? Also, on the top of the label, it says, and I don't think you can see it from here, but it says that the freshness date was December 15th, 2014, which is today's date. And I have not heard from Whitney at all, some hardly none, any, about sharing the Coca-Cola. So I'm assuming that she either does not want to or does not know about the freshness date being today. And if we shared it at a future time, she might die, and that would, well, it would ruin Christmas for her family because they'd have to return all those gifts. And I don't know what I'd do with the very expensive piece of electronic, personal electronic device that I bought for her either. I could use it myself, but I'd feel real bad about that. And of course, I might die too, but you know, big deal. Anyhow, what I want to talk to you about is the wonderful job that Dakota Wesleyan and Area Community Theater. I gotta stop sticking my tongue out. I'm turning into Shelby. About Dakota Wesleyan University and the Area Community Theater here in beautiful downtown Mitchell did a wonderful job with Scrooge the musical. It closed yesterday. Last performance was the matinee performance yesterday. And the fellow that they had playing Scrooge looked like he stepped right out of Dickens. Um, I mean, whoever did that makeup job, they deserve a special award when they hand out the American Community Theater Awards uh, at the steakhouse next summer. They got to give a special award to whoever did the makeup for that fellow that was played Scrooge. And he did a great job acting too. I mean, you'd think he really was a miserable old miser, but enough of that. The real thing that I want to bring up is today is, or rather tonight. The reason I'm up so early, getting myself up the crack of noon, is actually it's what time is it? I started out at 8 o'clock and I just got around to, oh my goodness, it's a quarter to 11 already. So we're burning the morning oil here. But anyhow, it's a miserable day outside too. We could get up to 4 inches of snow up here in beautiful downtown Mitchell, or down here, depending on where you are from beautiful downtown Mitchell. And we got some freezing rain outside. I'm looking out the window like Dave Dedrick. This is real Kelloland type stuff we're doing. And my goodness, it looks terrible out there. I'd show you myself, but well, you might be eating, and you don't want to spoil your dinner with all the snow. Anyhow, what I'd like to my next segment was one of these days I got to get a script on this, but. Tonight is the first night of Hanukkah. And I thought, what a great time to talk about it. And once again, Dakota Wesleyan Theater had me portraying Albert Dussel, who the person who Albert Dussel was based on was Dr. Franz Pfeffer, a dentist in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam. Amsterdam, yeah, that's right. My mother might be watching this, so I can't be cussing. Amsterdam. Okay. So he was a dentist, and he was in the secret annex with and Frank, and they were part of each other's lives. He was a part of that for a good year or so. I forget just how long that was, but it was part of that play. There was a cat called Mushi, and this is totally unrelated, or maybe a little bit related, but I have also, besides this, I have a comic strip on my Facebook page, which is based on my majestic daily life, and the people who run the comic strip gave me a cat, which I do not have. I don't have a dog named Fido either, but they gave me a dog. I named him Fido. They gave me a cat. I named him Mushi. I wanted to make sure I could spell it correctly, so I got on the Google, put on Anne Frank's cat, hoping that would, and I got more information about. She had a cat at home that they left in a hurry when they left their house in Amsterdam there, because they were in a, her sister Margot had a call up to report to one of the concentration work camps, and they was afraid if she went that they'd never see her again, because they weren't very nice to the people of the Jewish faith in those work camps. Matter of fact, a lot of them ended up dying, but that's neither here nor there. Actually, that's ultimately what ended up to all of these 8 people. I hate to spoil the Diary of Anne Frank for all you that have not read or seen a movie, but they all die at the end, and it's very sad. And anyhow, so I wanted to find out the correct spelling for Mushi so I could use it on my comic strip. Found out. Now, we had some Q&As during the production of Diary of Anne Frank, and a wonderful, just charming, delightful little boy asked the question, did the Nazis get Mushi when they got, when they hauled everybody out in a rather violent, violent fashion, and he was worried about the cat. And of course, I, as Mr. Dussel, hated Mushi, the character, hated the cat, Mushi. And so I said, in character, I said, I hope so. And which I thought was rather funny at the time. And of course, someone thought they would go back, get the cat who played Mushi, bring him out, and everybody was happy about that. But I found out while I was doing this research on the proper spelling of Mushi that the actual cat Mushi was found by the lady who was in the play. She was played by Kelsey Miller, who later became Kelly Pritchard, and I know she has a right to privacy and all that, like my lawyers say, but she did a beautiful job in that, and many other things. But Meep, who was primarily responsible for taking care of the Franks, the Van Pels, and Dr. Pfeffer for all those years in the secret annex, practicing good Christianity right there. And she could have, had it not been for the fact that, she was able to talk her way out of getting into trouble, I guess, her and her husband Jan, but I'm not exactly sure how that came around, but she lived to be 99 years old, and she was a wonderful lady, and like I say, a very Christian woman to do what she did, even though it was against the law. She did what was right with God's law. Anyhow, she took care of Mushi. He was the office cat until the nighttime cleaners decided that they would take Mushi home. Mushi lived a good, long life, and so that was a nice thing to. And I found this on a website, and it was all part of. Meat wrote a book where she talked about her experiences with the Franks, the Von Pels, who were in the novel. They were called Van Dam, I believe. Oh, I done cuss right here on the YouTube. Okay, and I still have not drunk all my Coca-Cola, and it's warm by now. Okay, this is going to be our longest episode because I am just not focusing here today. I am just not a morning person. But you know what? I want to close out by saying how touched I am that at last report, 33 people have watched both episode 1 and episode 2 of the Jerry Hinkle program, which population of Holabird right now, based on the 1980 or 90 census, I believe it was the 1990 census, 38 people. So we got close to the population of Holabird there. Of course, there's some folks that have moved out since then. I can't imagine. Of course, if you're looking for a real nice place to stay, there's always my mom's house at the Hinkle Hilton in beautiful downtown, north of beautiful downtown Holabird. And good food. A coffee pot is usually on, and love is always on the menu, and the leftovers taste just as good the second day. And where was I going with that? Let's see, it's clear that I don't know what I'm talking about tonight, but today, this morning, whatever. All right. Oh, yes. 33 people watched this show, both episode 1 and 2. 34 people saw the little clip of Connor Pickett Rock, which is interesting. Connor's more popular than I am, and rightly so. So if I ever move this show to Holabird, you can be darn sure we're going to have Connor on there. We'll get him doing something cute. I don't know what, but we will get him to do something cute while we are down there. I don't know when that's going to be, though, because I have to work at Pizza Hut on Christmas Eve. I have to work at Walmart on Christmas Day. So it's, and of course I have to sleep. I should probably be sleeping right now, but I can do that right after my latkes and rolling the dreidel tonight. And of course I will always, every Hanukkah, I always think of those 8 people in the attic, at the secret annex. The wonderful, and they were hiding out. They had to hide out simply because they worshipped God differently than the Nazis preferred, I guess. Hitler seemed to think he was a great Christian for killing those 6 million Jews during the Holocaust. And it's just a shame that there's that much hatred for a person just based solely on the way they worship God. But that's why we have Christmas. That's why we have Hanukkah. We shine the light, the wonderful light of truth in the darkness, and the darkness will not overcome it. Believe me, it's going to work out. And so I wish all of the Jewish viewers out there a happy Hanukkah. And I'm going to say, God be with you. Do the best you can. And I'll see you next week. We are brought to you by Coca-Cola. Bye now.